I'm going to get started. Thank you so much. There's so many of you already. This is really exciting. Thank you all for taking time out of your Monday evening, where I'm sure you prefer to be lying on your back. Today is our second Power Hour. I'm going to aim to do one of these every single month. So I really appreciate everybody being here and coming to listen to me talk and present, and hopefully give you guys some great strategies around how we can create some VIP memberships today. So a couple of points here. Please stay muted. It just gets really loud and messy if there's too many people moving around, or there's people and kids and TVs and husbands in the background. You might see my dog chime in. I apologize. He usually likes to start eating or drinking very loudly as soon as I start recording something. If you have any questions, I am going to open up for questions throughout the duration, but also at the end, there'll be opportunity for questions and answers. Oh my God, there's like the biggest blow fight ever. Sorry. Right as I start. So feel free to raise your hand if you want to have a bit of a chat, or type in the chat box and I'll open up to you and answer your questions. And we are going to be sending out, in case you did miss the last webinar, we're going to be sending out the last one as well as this one tomorrow. So they'll be uploaded and sent out to everyone's emails if you registered. That's where they'll be sent with a little bit of a, outline of what was included. Sorry, it's a bit blurry. So you can read back if you want to read back, or you can take notes if you want to take notes. So if any of you do have memberships in your business, I hope it's going really well for you, and I hope I can maybe give you a couple of pointers on how to make them better. And if it's not something you have in your business, I'm going to start off today by talking a little bit about the benefits. Then I'm going to go into how to actually bring them all together, and where to market them, where to sell them, and basically everything you need to know about memberships. And I don't normally sell or make any offers in these sorts of things. I generally like to do them just as a freebie, but after this, I am going to give you guys an opportunity to get some of my content around my membership calculators, my membership agreements, those sorts of things at an additional cost if you do want to get those as well. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. For now, I want to tell you a little bit about the sell-ons benefits, because I think that's first and foremost probably the most important reason that we do them. If I look down, it's because I read my notes. If I don't read my notes, I'll blab on all night and get lost on a trail somewhere. So first and foremost, I think the most important thing for you guys is it's creating really consistent income. So if you've got people on monthly, weekly, fortnightly memberships, it's creating consistent income for your business. If we closed down for Christmas, if we went away for Easter, if we had staff on long service leave, anything like that, our income wasn't as greatly affected, because we always knew that there was going to be enough there to pay all of our business essentials. So our rent, strata fees, all of those sorts of things. So that's usually what most people's goal is around this, is to get enough to pay their rent and to cover most of their basic expenses. However you want to structure that is totally up to you. The other thing I love about memberships is it locks in your clients. So when you've got people who are members, you've got a little bit more flexibility to move them around between your stylists or your therapists. The other thing is, if somebody does decide to move on, that client's going to be locked in with your business, which is really, really exciting, especially in this day and age where it just feels like so many hair and beauty workers are just temporary. No one really lasts longer than 18 months. They just get bored, or they move on, or they try and go to somewhere else where the grass is greener. So another great reason I love it, and if you guys are people who have a lot of clients on pay in fours, these will absolutely eliminate the need for pay in fours. So there's nothing wrong with pay in fours. The only thing that I don't like is, A, it's an annoying thing to have to chase up if there's a problem. B, it takes like 6 to 10% of your takings out of that service. And I don't think that it's fair that you're not able to pass on those fees to the clients. And that probably leads me to my next point, which is you can forward the fees onto the clients. So when you have membership set up, depending on the platform that you use, hopefully you'll be using Pay Advantage or Pay Leader or one of those smarter systems that we recommend. You can absolutely pass those fees onto the client, the same as you would with your FPOS charges or anything else these days. I'm also finding, I think, a whole other day I could spend on booking fees. If you guys aren't charging booking fees and deposits for your clients, start. But much like that, your members are kind of prepaying their appointments, same as they would if they pay a booking fee. So it tends to free up a little bit of surplus money when they come into your salon, meaning they'll spend a bit more. They might get some extra services outside their membership. They might buy some extra products, things like that, because they don't have such a hole in their bank account when they come in and see you. And another point to that is, if your clients are on a membership, we would hope that means they're coming more regularly. Obviously, we want to offer clients, 4, 6, 8 weekly memberships, 2 weekly memberships, whatever works with their appointment cycle. But it means they're always going to be booked ahead of time. It means there's going to be less product, less time, less maintenance required. They're going to look better in between their appointments, as we know that your clients are your walking billboards. So all of that is really, really fundamental and a great reason to have memberships. And with that, it makes your salon busier. It means there's less cash being handled, which means there's less margin for error. Your staff aren't going to have to be processing every single service every time these people come in. So again, less margin for error or not charging the right thing. And your payments are managed externally as well. So it takes a bit of a load off in that regard. So the other part that's probably just equally as important as the benefits for the salon is the benefits for the client or the member. So in this day and age, in 2023, it's pretty obvious that a lot of us are feeling the pinch. I know my mortgage has gone up nearly $1,400 a month. And I know a lot of our clients are the same. Petrol's gone up, cost of living's gone up, I think 7.8%. Cost of essential goods, your groceries, your petrol, that sort of thing has gone up 11%. Hair and beauty can be a luxury for some people. Obviously, we want to make them not a luxury and make them a bit more of an essential. And we can do that by breaking the price down and being able to package things up to make it really, really affordable for our clients. So the benefits are a locked in price. I would hope that you guys, if your clients are staying on with you as a member, that you would lock their price for the 12-month term or the 6-month term or whatever term you're going to lock them in for. That's a big reason that your clients will want to stay on board. They want the certainty that service is not going to go up. They want the certainty that when they come in, that's how much their service is going to cost. And memberships provide that. The other thing it does is realistically, you'd be able to offer discounted products and services outside their membership. It's not something that you have to do. All these are, self-choice things. We offered 10% off all retail products, 10% off services outside the membership. So when I say services outside the membership, if you're a color client, for example, you come in for a half head of foils, toner, and blow dry. We had an add-on as a cut. Our clients didn't want a haircut every time, so the cut was an add-on. We gave 10% off that. If they wanted to upgrade to a full head of foils instead of a half head of foils, that was an upgrade. They knew what the price was going to be. They knew that was a fixed price menu. They knew that was an upgrade menu only for the VIPs. And it meant that they got a little bit cheaper than everybody else, as they should. And the other thing is it provides financial flexibility for your people. So if they're getting paid weekly, they can pay their membership weekly. If they get paid fortnightly, they can pay it fortnightly. All of that. So is there any questions first and foremost just around that section? Give me lots of quiet people again today. No? Okay. If anything comes up, type in the chat box, guys. I'm here. So would also just like to clarify that if you haven't recently updated your pricing, if you are uncertain if your pricing is correct, if you feel like it needs a little bit of work or you feel like you may not be profiting as well in some services, really, really vital that you actually work out your pricing first. So if you're a coaching client, obviously you have that included. I know I've got Chloe here who's done my Project Profit, I can see. And there's a couple of other ones. Project Profit's available in my shop if you do want to get that first. Otherwise, just make sure you spend a bit of time with your accountant or with your bookkeeper or whoever absolutely nailing your pricing, because if your services aren't profiting, your memberships aren't going to profit, and we still have to profit out of our memberships, even though they're all good for our clients and things like that. So good question, Mel. I'll come back to you with that one. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is your membership agreements. So membership agreements are not something to be overlooked. Now, if you do want to purchase the course I'm going to offer you after this, I'll give you mine. They'll put together by Ruby Cook Lawyers in Melbourne. Really, really important that you have a membership agreement in place with terms, conditions, everything exactly like you would with your salon policies. The difference is you're controlling someone else's money. You're controlling the payments and those things. So it can be a real gray area, and it can open you up to some problems if it's not set out properly. So making sure you have things like very clear terms and conditions around that service or around that product or whatever it is that you're including in your memberships. Make sure you're including things payable by the client. So all the fees, if there's cancellation fees, late fees, admin fees, cancellation fees, pausing fees, anything like that, please include everything there. If there's any terms around contract alterations, so whether you're happy with them upgrading or downgrading, whether there's a big fee if they need to cancel or there's a notice period, anything like that needs to be included. And the terms and conditions need to be things like frequency of payment, frequency of appointment, what happens after their contract ends. Does it naturally roll into another one? Do they have an opportunity to re-sign? Like where do you go with that? So all of those things. And something that I think a lot of people miss or maybe don't consider is a bit of a fair play policy too. So what a fair play policy is basically, if I'm sick all the time and I keep canceling you, and then you've been paying for your membership and you're meant to be getting 4 weekly appointments, and all of a sudden it's 5, 6, 7 weeks because I've cancelled you, that's me taking advantage of you because I'm still taking your money. And it will be the same on the other hand, if a client's a member and they book an appointment, they cancel, they no-show, or they are pressing you to make it a bit closer or a little bit further apart, that's them taking advantage of you. So a fair play policy is a really important thing to include in membership agreements. So is there any questions around that part of it? Obviously, I'm not a lawyer. I definitely recommend everybody getting their own legal advice around this. All the do's and don'ts, everything that you can think of that could go wrong, could go right, needs to be included in your membership agreements. Any questions? No. Perfect. Mel's just asked the question about how do you track the membership with your team's targets and commissions? So basically we do weekly tracking sheets, as you know, Mel, and part of that was for them to report to us if they signed a client up. So we did have the luxury of selling coordinators who, if that person had recommended that client, the client may not even sign up that day, they may sign up down the track. We knew that staff member had signed on that member, and that's when they would get a bonus. So when we're talking memberships that are like, you know, $50, $60, $70 a week, I wouldn't put it past you to give them $100 for signing up that client. If the membership's a lower price membership, something like $20, $30, $40 a week, I think that your bonus should always be, equal or a little bit more than 1 week's fees. But up to you how you guys want to structure that. Next question there was the bonus ongoing or a once off? We did it once off. So we just did it at the sign up. I don't think they should get ongoing benefits for that. Obviously that membership contributed to their overall commission. So obviously we had that as a payment method in our system, and then that would contribute to their commission. So if that client's coming in every 4 weeks and then their service adds up to $200, or that's the package of their membership, that would go towards their commission. So it was then their opportunity to upgrade that client and to keep them coming back. So one off, I found it too complicated. I don't think they should get a % of a membership. I don't think there's enough in them. So any questions around that, guys? No. Okay. So we'll talk a little bit of fun stuff before I go into the actual calculating of the memberships and how to actually work that out, which is a little bit about promoting and launching and creating, you know, designing them, I guess, because that's a bit of the fun bit. First and foremost, your clients and your staff will match your energy. If you're not excited, if you don't love them, if you don't believe in them, if you're a bit stale and boring, your staff and your clients are going to absolutely match that. So make sure that you're really bringing the vibes and bringing the energy and bringing all the excitement around creating these memberships. It's really, really, really important. From today, because you're going to start building memberships from today, start putting the feelers out there. Start promoting this on your social media. Start putting out, you know, a really good way to do this is with Instagram stories, is putting out a question box that's like, is anyone interested in VIP? Send me your email and phone number, and creating an actual database or an actual list of all these people that are potentially interested in becoming members, having conversations with them. You don't have to launch them straight away. It might take you a month to get them all together, but start actually building a bit of traction and building a bit of momentum and building a bit of excitement around what may come. People just want to feel important and they want to feel like they're a part of something. So this is a great way to bring that and to pull that all together. So with that, have a bit of fun. Stale marketing is fucking stale. It usually means stale salon, stale business, stale people. Have a bit of fun. I challenged my clients to do some Barbie themed you know, things in their social media, and this is a little off topic. I did that because when I've been posting, it's been getting a whole heap of traction. Really important to get on the trends when they come out in social media. So at the moment, I've been doing heaps of different things around Barbie things, and it's been flying. And one of my clients, she's here tonight, she actually put one up. I'll show you mine so you can see what it is. So I did Sell or Own a Jail. You might want to do client jail or something like that. But down in this bit, she had written constantly uses pay in fours instead of becoming a member, and instantly came up with 7 membership signups on a Sunday afternoon when she was sitting in her undies doing nothing. So, you know, have a bit of fun and be a bit creative with your memberships, and don't be so stale and boring. I think it's really important that you speak to your clients like they're actual humans, and you know, talk to your prospects like it's something that's really exciting and it's going to benefit them. Even if you start putting out their videos about why people should become members, things like, we're going to give you price certainty, we're going to make it really affordable and easy to pay, we're going to have all sorts of packages that are going to fit your budget. All of those things that are probably pain points and problem points for your clients are really, really important selling points when we're trying to market something that's going to be amazing for them. It's great for us, but it's also great for them, especially at the moment. So having your memberships available on your website and your social media. So I'll touch a little bit more on your website stuff a little bit later, but definitely have it out there on your social media. Have it in your highlights, pin your posts, get your staff to start posting too. Not everything needs to be just photos of hair and just photos of lashes and just photos of brows and things like that. Like, break it up a little bit. Have a couple of different things about your VIP memberships, a couple of different things about tips and pointers and all those sorts of things, and not have it all so business, business, business. And another thing I'd recommend is having some menus and QR codes available in your salon. So we used to have menus at every hairdressing station. If you're beauty, you should have them in the beauty rooms where they can see them. Obviously, it's a little hard. People have got their eyes closed and whatever. But have them everywhere. Put them in your windows, put them in the desks. You know, when I had memberships in my salon 4 years ago, I think I sold now, you know, we didn't have the QR code thing. It wasn't even a thing until the Rones. So have it everywhere, put it out there, get excited about it, start putting it out for your clients. I think it's a really, really exciting thing. And, you know, really the most important thing about all this is to spend the time with your team and educate them about what it is that you want from them, what the goals are, what all the terms and conditions are. Any questions that your clients are going to ask about them, they need to have the answers to. So it's much like introducing any new service, any new product, anything like that. Spend the time with them and educate them and make them extremely comfortable and extremely knowledgeable in what it is that you're doing. So any questions around that so far, around a little bit about promoting or anything like that? No? Mel has come back. If we use a point of sale system, how do you track that going into your account versus your business summaries if it is not included? Can you elaborate on that a little bit, Mel? I might open you up the question at the end, if that's okay. And Jordan says, if you haven't got them to do it, they are a huge hit in my salon and everyone loves them. So Jordan is one of my clients who has just launched memberships. She has been one of the salons that has noticed quite a substantial amount of clients extending their appointments, and I guess moving and cancelling if they can't afford it. So we created memberships in Jordan's salon, and within about 3 weeks, she had 25 members signed up and generating her $50,000 a year. So snaps for you, George. It's been amazing for her. So it's been a really, really powerful thing for people to do. So with your promoting and launching your VIP memberships too, don't be afraid to do a bit of a marketing blast with your SMSing and with your emailing as well. Start really building that up. Really, really important to really start building that up and cover it on all of your platforms. So just going back a little bit, I'm kind of going back on what I just said before, but I know I said to get clients information. Really, really important. If we look back to 2021, I don't know if you guys remember this, Instagram and Facebook went down for about 3 days and everyone had a fit. A lot of people didn't have any access to their clients other than their social media accounts. A lot of their dealings are there. A lot of the way they book appointments was there. They didn't have websites. They didn't have anything else. It's really, really important that you start getting that data from clients. Even if they don't become a member, even if they don't become a client straight away, they may become a client down the track. They may become a member 2 years down the track. They might just come in and buy a product from you. Doesn't matter. Really, really important that we start actually collecting that data and including it into our point of sale system and including it in our email marketing. You never know when a client's just going to wake up and go, you know what? I'm sick of my hairdresser. I'm going to go to that salon that I saw on Instagram, or the one that I drove past, or the one that's got those cool memberships. You never know what's going to happen. I have it all the time where I have a discovery session with clients and I don't hear from them for 2 years, and then all of a sudden they sign themselves up online and it's amazing. So don't don't get butthurt if people don't sign up straight away, or it may take a little bit of time to build some momentum, but definitely get excited and get some information and start talking to people about it. So any questions, comments, anything? Nah, perfect. I'll go back a little bit to having a bit of fun. Get a bit creative with the names and the titles that you're going to be using for them. I'm going to take you through all of ours, the ones that we had in our barbershop and in our salon, because we were fun. Our clients were fun, and we love coming to work and having a bit of fun. And it's all well and good. If you're a beachy salon, you might want to, choose some beachy names. If you're a very, very formal salon or a very glamorous salon, you might want to choose some glamorous names. But try and find things that are on brand, but things that are attractive or things that sound interesting so it catches people's interest. Sian, do you recommend starting out with only a couple of different memberships to not overwhelm? Absolutely. That is one of my points. And that's actually what I'm going to go into next. I definitely recommend starting with 3 or 4, and you can always build from there. So in my barbershop, I don't know how many of you are barbers, but I'll go through them anyway. We had Smooth Criminal. So, and the slogan for that was smooth as the proverbial on your head or your face. And the point of the Smooth Criminal was to have, it was a full hot towel head shave or face shave once a month, so they could come in and have that. We had the Lumberjack. I feel like that paints a pretty strong picture for the bearded boys who like it long in front. So Lumberjack was beard maintenance. And we had lots of guys on combo memberships too, because much like beauty, you tend to do lots of smaller services, whereas your hair, you tend to do lots of kind of bigger package services. We had Mullet Man. We had an actual mullet specialist working in my barbershop. We did all sorts of cool mullets. So we had Mullet Man for the mullet lovers who like a party in the back. Pretty self-explanatory, that one. We didn't care if they had a slightly different haircut, but it was predominantly for our mullet lovers who came in quite frequently to have it all upkept. And then we had Short and Sharp. So for the clean cut men in our lives who like a trim on the reg. So these were usually our young professionals, our real estate agents, business owners, things like that, people who were the face of their business, who were in every sort of 1 to 2 weeks. So depending on the frequency, and I'll take you through this in my membership calculator later, how we can actually incorporate different lengths of time within that. And then we added in, after those 4 ones, we kind of added these gradually. We added Dad Life for the once every month or so, whenever I can fit it in. So we had a lot of dads and guys and people that came sort of every 6 to 8 weeks. Most of our men were, once, every 2 weeks or once a month. We also had Young Fella. So for the school-aged kids and students, that was a demographic in our barbershop. We had all walks of life. We had pensioners, students, adult men, families, all sorts of people. So we did a membership for students and we did a membership for kids, which was awesome. It was really, really good. And the last one we incorporated sort of late in the time there was Fam Bam. So for the families who stick together, so we had options of parent with 1 kid, 2 kid, or 3 kids. And it was awesome. They used to come as a group. So remembering when you create these, and going back to your question about starting out with only a couple of different memberships, not to overwhelm people, really, really important to do things that are actually things that are going to sell, right? If you don't have a lot of blonde clients, don't do a blonde membership. You don't just have to have one because everyone's doing a blonde membership. You don't have to have a blow wave membership if you don't have weekly blow wave clients. Like, there's no point to that. So try and think of your top selling services and try and have that conversation with your clients. Olivia, yes. Do you have an example for beauty when you're doing smaller treatments? Yeah, lash clients, brow waxing clients. Brows nowadays are $80-$90, sometimes more than that, depending on how long you're spending with them. If they're coming once a month, they should be breaking that into 4 weekly payments, $20, $25, however that breaks down. And you can definitely stack them together. So what my membership calculator will enable you to do is create custom packages for people as well. So if you've got a client that has, services that don't fit in anywhere, or perhaps they come in and they get a Brazilian and their eyebrows and, whatever else done, and you want to kind of combo them all together, we can absolutely do that. Melbell, could clients with a membership book online? Gathering you would put the membership package online and they still pay a booking fee on top of their membership fee. Okay, so good question too. I love all these questions coming through. Olivia, if that didn't answer your question, let me know. So yes, there are some point of sale systems that allow people to book online. we did allow it, and we did it in the way of member client only Blondie, or member client only Socialite, or member client only, and it was a zero price. Obviously, if we saw a client come through that wasn't a member, we would contact them straight away and get them to book in. It actually never happened. So a lot of our members went on there and they just knew that's what they had to book. We did not take a booking fee for them. However, our booking policy still applied to them. So because we already take their money, we didn't feel confident taking a booking fee from them. What we did instead is, if they cancelled within that 24 to 48 hours, it would be the same as everybody else. So they would just forfeit it. Their appointments would get pushed out 2 weeks. However you want to obtain that feedback is up to you. If you do want to take a booking fee from them, that's absolutely fine as well. But we honestly rarely had members that wouldn't turn up or would cancel really last minute. So same process, contacting them, a week out. Just to touch on that, guys, if you are somebody who isn't taking booking fees, the process that we use in my coaching circle is been absolutely amazing. All new clients or clients with a history of no showing, late cancelling will pay a booking fee up front. Depending on your service, it should equate to around about 50% of the cost of the service. So any color clients, we recommend $100. Any beauty services, haircuts, smaller services, we recommend $50. But whatever you want to do is fine. All of my barbershop clients paid up front, fully up front, because we just found, not to generalize men, but most of them were pretty fucking annoying and forgetful, and they tended to not confirm either. So if they are a client with a history of no-shows or something like that, we would have their name in the book as Kirsten with a star next to them, and the star to us meant that they were naughty and they had to be charged a booking fee when they called up. That was just a code we used. And the reason we used a star as opposed to a caution that could get missed, or, you must take booking fee, if you're marketing to that person and it comes up with Kirsten must take booking fee, it's probably not going to be a great thing. So we just thought, use a little star. They'll never know what it is. It doesn't matter if they ask the question. It's just like, oh, just long-term client or something. You can bullshit. It doesn't really matter. So if you do have existing clients that book quite in advance, my advice would be to call them 7 days out from their appointment, or text them 7 days out from their appointment and take the booking fee then. What we've found that does is contacting them 7 days earlier. Usually they'll be like, oh, actually, I do need to move that appointment, and they'll move it 7 days out as opposed to doing it 48 hours out when the text comes in. No booking fee received, no booking. So we gave them 24 hours, cancelled. Same process in my coaching business. If you don't confirm your booking 24 hours before, you'll get cancelled. Can't afford to have the loss there. So is there any questions around that so far? Nat? Cool. So I'll tell you a little bit about our salon memberships, because they were quite fun as well. So we started with 4 as well. First one was Lady of Leisure. Never wash your hair again with a 3 times a fortnight blow wave. So this appealed to a lot of our clients. We had a lot of doctors and nurses. We had a lot of mums. We had a lot of people that were plain and simply time poor. We also had a lot of glamazons who just like to come in for a weekly blow dry. So we gave them 3 times a fortnight blow dry, and that was amazing for our business. We have Glam Mama, Gloss and Glow, Shine Me Up, Brunette Babes. This is for you. So this is your overall glossy colors with a blow dry. We had Bunny Blonde, was the first blonde one we did, which is my type of blonde, full head bleaching blondes. And that's because we did so many Global Lightning clients that it was really, really important. And then we had Mermaidian, which is for the bold, the colorful, and then never has the same thing twice. So this one was really expensive. This membership, off my memory, was about $130 a week for a 5-weekly appointment. And that was for all of our creative color clients. And that was also extremely popular. And then from there, we added in a little bit later, Fashionista, which was our balayage blended and Insta-worthy natural blondes. And then we had Blondie, which was our highlighted girls, which was a half head foils membership. So none of our memberships included a haircut. All of them included a bonder or a plex. And the reason that we never included a haircut in them is because I wanted my staff to have the opportunity to upgrade them when those clients came in the door. You could do both. You could have one with, one without. Or you could do what we did and just upgrade them when they're in there. Same as with our highlighted services, we only offered a half head highlights, and we had a $50 upgrade to full head. I think by the end, a couple of years later, it was a $75 upgrade to full head from half head. So consider options for upgrading. You should still have a treatment menu available. If you've got, for example, your body blondes, if you've got to do a global lightening or something like that, have an opportunity to pull the color, you know, do a bleach bath out the ends every once in a while. Like that should be an upgrade for you, or anything like that. For your glam ones, your gloss and glow, all over colors, have upgrades, opportunities for a little bit of balayage foiling, maybe a little bit of a money piece or something like that. So again, if we talk about the beauty services, my clients that have beauty services, Absolutely Lashes is one of them. I have injectors that have amazing memberships as well, especially if you've got those clients that are coming every, 12, 13 weeks for injectables. A really great way of incorporating that. If there's any other services you're doing, Olivia, I'm more than happy to help you to bring those together. So does anyone have any questions? Mel, would the memberships apply if you have a junior stylist has a lesser fee? Would they have their own memberships? They have their own memberships. So we had, especially with our Lady of Leisure, so we had 3 prices for them for 3 different people that could do them. So you'd have your directors, your seniors, and your intermediate, which was our like 2nd, 3rd years, and they were a lot cheaper. So I definitely think it's really important to have different things. If you've got those apprentices that you are trying to build up, memberships would still work for them, but those clients shouldn't be paying full price if they're not full price in the salon. I definitely think having a couple of different memberships there is really, really important. Is there any other questions there, guys, about that? No? Okay. I'll go a little bit through, I guess, bringing everything together. So highly recommend, use and endorse both Pay Advantage and Pay Leader. They're very, very important platforms. They're both quite similar. Pay Advantage fees are slightly less, but both of them enable you to pass the fees on to the client. Pay Advantage doesn't allow you to sign yourself up online or via a QR code, whereas Pay Leader does, which is pretty incredible. There's no reason you can't run both of these side by side either. They're like, you can absolutely have both operating. In my coaching business, we run Stripe, Pay Advantage, Pay Leader, and I can't remember what the other one is, something else. Anyways, we have heaps of different things because they're different, suited for different clients and different services. And both of them are really good in terms of, they'll re-debit and things like that. So just check out what's the best one for you. Pay Leader is quite salon specific. Pay Advantage, I find the system a little bit easier to use. Pay Leader has a projection, so it'll project for the whole year what you're looking forward to getting, which is absolutely awesome. So I absolutely love that service as well. So I also recommend, if you don't have a website, get one. 2023, it's time. I've got some really amazing website people. I know Kirsten, who's watching along in here, is my marketing agent. She has amazing website people as well. Have a page dedicated to just your memberships, frequently asked questions, downloadable PDFs, anything like that that can take the load off you. If somebody's got questions about memberships, you could have a look here, have a look at this PDF, go to our websites, all the details are there. Anything that takes everything down. Thank you, Jordan. Pay Leader is now Aglow. I did know that. And Olivia, I will come back to your question in a minute. So have all of those on there, have everything that's there, have all the details, all the inclusions, everything, have your terms and conditions, everything easy there. You can also use things like the forms on your point of sale. If your point of sale system doesn't have forms that you can send your clients that they actually sign to sign up, that's something that's worthwhile doing too. We should be aiming to digitalize everything as much as possible. And I love that Tara's just joined. Tara is actually from Aglow, so she just missed me pumping her up. The next thing that's really important and probably goes really well hand in hand with my last power hour last month is to set a clear goal around how many members it is that you actually want, or how much money you want to make out of it, or what the purpose of having memberships is. The purpose can be to be more beneficial for your clients. It can be to busy yourself up a bit more. It can be to get new clients if you want to try and attract new clients with them. I find that memberships are usually the existing ones. They know you, they trust you, they've bought into your, your salon and what you do and your people. But definitely set a goal around that. So for most people, it seems to be 50K. I don't know why. And for a lot of people, it's enough to pay their rent for a year. A lot of people, it's enough to pay, their electricity, their wages, whatever it might be. And that's a really, really amazing goal as well. So I'll use Jordan as an example. She's a good example. George and I worked on hers, and she worked out that to pay most of her business essentials, so her rent and a couple of other bits and bobs, was about $55,000 a year. So we broke that down by the average membership price, and that's how we knew how many clients that we had to get. And this is again where PayLeader or Aglo's platform is really good, because it tells you the projections of how much you're gonna make that year with all of those members. So really, really cool. With that, as much as you should reward your staff and you should, look after them when they sign on clients, you should reward yourself. We often forget about ourselves. My staff always yell at me for forgetting about myself and only including them in our goals and in our incentives. So reward yourself. If you've got a goal of getting to 50 grand and you sign up 20 grand a year of memberships, amazing. Go organize yourself something, give yourself a reward that will really, really appeal to you. I spoke about this lots in my last Power Hour about goal, reward, and actually, working backwards and creating a way to attain that. So, and the last point on here is, as I mentioned earlier, is having a bit of an add-on menu within your salon. So you might have one for just your clients, just your VIP clients. Hey, you're having any add-ons today? Are we upgrading your foils? Are we upgrading your service? Are we adding on a treatment? Are we adding on a haircut? All of those things, really, really powerful. So going back to Olivia's question, which is a really good question, because I'm actually about to cover this as well. So I love that you guys are already asking the questions that I've planned to talk about today. If I did a 12-month membership with my clients, they would get 10% off. If I did a 6-month membership with my clients, I would give them 5% off. So the longer they would lock in with me, the more benefits they would get with my business. You don't have to give anyone a discount if you don't want to. This can be as simple as giving them other benefits, such as cheaper products, such as, an add-on menu, such as you might invite them to VIP nights or something like that if that's on brand for you. Whatever works for you there. Is there any other questions now? No? I'll give it 2 secs while I open up my membership calculator. Sorry, I've got 1,000 windows popped up. And Mel, I will come back to your question a little bit later as well. So it's going to look quite scary for a lot of you. Let me just share screen. And if you want to get on board and get my membership course, it's going to be 2 training videos, and it's going to be I'm going to include my membership agreements, which all my clients get. I'm also going to include a membership calculator, which I'm about to show you. How everybody works out their membership price is completely different. You don't have to use my method if you don't want to. I've worked mine out quite clearly and quite well, and I've made it as simple as possible so that it does actually auto-calculate for you. So if you are wanting to buy my membership course, I'm going to load it up at $9.99. However, for you guys, if you want it in the next week, I will do it for $2.99 because I appreciate you coming along to my chat tonight. So let me know, send me a message after, and I'll get you on board. We can send that out to you tonight. So, yay, spreadsheets. So many people get a bit sore when they look at these things. So these are the calculators that I have used since the dawn of time when I started memberships in my business many, many years ago. We ended up in my salon having about $400,000 a year of annual memberships, and in my barbershop having about $80,000 a year of annual memberships, which was an absolutely amazing feat. It meant that I didn't have to worry if I had people on long service leave or people move on, or if we had a Christmas closure and stuff, there would still always be income coming into my bank account weekly. So this is quite, it looks scarier than what it is, I promise you, and I'm going to explain it to you bit by bit as I go along. So I can't see the chat box right now either, guys, so I will come back and open that up in a second, but I'll just start with a package name, and I'm just going to go with Blondie. I feel like a blonde service is pretty common in most salons these days. So what would be included is half head foils, toner, blow dry. Now, I don't know what your price is, but this is where I said to you guys, you really need to have your pricing nailed before you go in and work out memberships. Really, really, really important that you make sure that all of your services are profiting, every single one of them, and you can work out exactly how much this service will cost you on an average basis. So let's say half head foils, toner, blow dry. I'm going to go with 300. I feel like that's pretty normal for salons nowadays. Now, this is where we can have a bit of fun with it. So obviously, if we're going to do a couple of different appointment frequencies, you might do one at 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and you can already see that it's calculating out there for you. So If you have a service, this is a game changer for extensions. Also really good for things like lash extensions, where you might want to ensure that they're taking your lash cleanser every 6 months. You might want to include a product every 6 months for them. If you've got your blondes, Mel, and you want to make sure that they're taking a black shampoo with them, you might want to include one every 3 months in their membership as well, just so that you know that they're always taking it. You know they're always going to use those products. Like I said, absolute game changer for extensions. You should definitely include products and stuff in there. But if there's nothing in there that you do want to include, that's fine. Now, the other thing is here, if you find that, let's say, a 6 weekly blonde client would actually cost you a little bit more product, you might want to make that $320 and an 8 weekly one $340, just because they use a little bit more product. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. This first column here is going to tell you how much that client will spend with you based on this price over the 12 months. Now, that's what will come out there. If this person pays upfront, and you may not want to offer upfront memberships, and I completely understand that. It was something that I did. I had the very odd client buy it. I loved it when someone pays for a year's worth of appointments. I'm here for it. So for those people, I actually gave them 15% off. This is the amount that it will save them if you want to sell that to them. If you pay upfront, you're going to save $507 this year, which is basically more than a hair appointment. But the upfront price is this much upfront. So if they are a 12-month member and they're going to pay monthly, 4 weekly one is $295, a 6 weekly one is $210, an 8 weekly one is $167. Now, I'm not going to make them that price. I would round $295, $75 up to $296. I would round the $210 up to $211. Like, don't make it complicated and busy looking. Make it as simple as possible. So with that, they'll get a 10% discount overall. And so the amount that they'll save over a 12-month period is that much there. Really, really good, like, a sales pitch for your people. Oh, Tara's coming back in. The next part is obviously fortnightly and weekly. Just a reminder, if you're wondering why weekly doesn't add up to 4 times the month, that is because there's not 4 weeks in a month. There is 4.33 weeks in a month. So the month will be a little bit more than 4 times a weekly membership. But there's no benefits to me. You know, there's no extra benefits if they pay monthly, weekly, fortnightly. It doesn't matter. Potato, potato. So I'll go in here and use like a lashes client. We'll just get infill lashes. Infill lashes. We'll just do volume infill. Oops, can't spell tonight. Sorry if this is really hard for you to look at, guys, too. I know that there's a lot of text on a small screen, but hopefully you can watch it back a little bit later. So volume infill, I'm going to go 2 week, 3 week, 4 week. I feel like that's pretty normal. I know that it's about 80, 100, 120. I know everyone prices differently. Again, just a bit of an example. So this time I'm going to include some products. So I'm going to say lash cleanser. Good example there. Product price is, I'm going to say $30. This is just me guessing, so apologies if this is not your price. This is just to give you guys an example. Now, obviously, they're not buying them every 1 week. I'm going to say that they last 6 months, every 26 weeks. They're going to get one of them. So that means 2 a year. They're going to get a lash cleanser, and that's already paid for. So you guys know that that's not something that they have to pay for. They'll just get it every 6 months. If they're using it a bit more, they'll have to pay for them, but every 6 months they'll get flagged. Same thing. This is how much that client's going to spend in a year with me. If they want to buy up front, I'll give them 15% off. If they want to go into a membership where they're paying off weekly, fortnightly, monthly, this is how much they're saving. This is the percentage that they're saving. And this is how much their monthly, fortnightly, weekly fees are. So with memberships, just so you're aware, let's say the client's appointment is 4 weekly. This would have to be prepaid before their appointment. So they would come in and have an appointment with you. While they're in the chair, I'm going to sign you into a membership. Your payments are going to start in 1 week. So in 6 weeks' time, when you come back, your 6 weekly appointment is paid for. They don't have the appointment first and then do the membership. The membership is first. So the first one's probably a little bit of a stinger because they'll be paying for their appointment on the spot. And then after that, they will obviously go on a membership, and then their future appointments will be prepaid. So this is just an example. So I'm going to copy these out because I'm going to show you what it looks like for a 6-month package. Now, George, this membership sheet has been updated, so I know that you've already done yours. So I've just, for the sake of keeping this simple for you guys, for the sake of keeping this simple for you guys, I am going to zoom that in a little bit. Sorry. I've just copied the same memberships that we've used as an example. So this one is going to be based on 6 months. So over 12 months, this is what they'll spend, but over 6 months, this is what they will spend because they're only locking in for 6 months. I would hope that if somebody does a 6-month membership with you, they're going to fall in love with you and stay on board thereafter. But for a 6-month member, I'm not giving you as much of a discount. So if they're paying up front, they're getting 10%. And if they're paying on a payment plan, they're only going to be getting 5% discount because they're not committing for as long. And I don't think that people should have all the same benefits when they're not giving me the same commitment. The idea of this is that they're saying to you, I'm going to keep coming back. I'm going to be your client. I'm going to be loyal to you the best. Cool. So I'm going to quickly come back to my chat box quickly, see if anyone's got any questions. Is there any questions around that? I know it's a lot to absorb. Anything at all? Hey, Tara, you missed me giving you a plug. Nah, cool. All right, I'm going to go back and just show you the third part of our membership calculator. Again, totally up to you what you want to do. If you use PayLeader or Aglo, you won't need this because it does it for you. If you're using something like EasyPay, PayAdvantage, something else, or managing it yourself, which I don't recommend, this is a good way of tracking it. And this is the exact one that we used to use in our salon. So 6 weekly membership, a yearly price, monthly price, fortnight price, weekly price. You might have one of these for each of your staff members, Mel, if you wanted to track them individually. I know that kind of came up before. The number of members is 1, the monthly members is however many, and it will automatically spit them out. So if we go back into your 4-week Blondie here, monthly members, we'll say we have 5. You can see that it's calculating it out over a year. Fortnightly members, let's say we have 2, and weekly members, we'll say we have 10. That membership alone is generating us $59,000 a year. And if you want to know how much the average month is or average week is, some of you work your bills off weekly, some of you work them off monthly. Either way is fine for me. That's how much they're projecting. This is also a great way of monitoring which of your memberships are actually performing, because we had some that we bought on that just didn't work, so we got rid of them. It doesn't really matter. So, but a good way of tracking all that. And if you go down the bottom, it's telling you how much you're making a year for each one and how many members are of each one. So is there any questions around that? Not yet. Nah. All right, I'm going to open this up to questions. I'm going to come to you first, Mel Bell. Get yourself muted.
Yo, yo.
Yo, yo. So if we use a point of sale system, how do you track that going into your account versus your business summaries if it's not included? So know that PayLeader and Aglo are working on integration with Toowoomba Timely, a couple of other ones. You can correct me if I'm wrong there, Tara. But for us, we added a payment method of memberships.
Mm-hmm.
So exactly like you have cash, EFTPOS, whatever else you have, we added a membership payment. And then we had the package in there so that we knew that when that member came in, that was the package and that's what they spent.
So I think my biggest thing with that was like when you have your business summary come up at each week, each day, each month or whatever, it's included on your business summary.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So you're like, okay, it's actually coming in every week as opposed to just with their appointment. We didn't include it in the business summary. It would just come up with their appointment.
So it would be, God, I'm having such a blonde moment tonight. Because it obviously goes directly into your bank account each time. I'm going to move. Someone's playing the PlayStation and it's clackering.
Oh, my husband's got his headset on playing his PlayStation at the moment.
So if you want to get like a full, well-rounded look at your business each week with the memberships and stuff like that being on there, I suppose it's like, how does that integrate across? So that you just sort of say like PayLeader and stuff like that, it integrates with your Katoomba software so that when I pull up a business summary, it's like allocated to that.
It should be, yes, if it's a software that allocates. But if not, and look, I did memberships when it was old school, like there wasn't anything amazing like what there is today. She's just said, Mel, what's your point of sale? You're Katoomba, aren't you?
I'm Katoomba. So yeah. Even with like, I suppose even with that spreadsheet,
yeah,
track it on that spreadsheet and then just add it across onto your business summary.
Yeah, definitely. So Tara's just said I have videos if you are using Aglo, how to do this. Happy to share them. Guys, I'm happy to send you tomorrow. Tara's info when I send you out a copy of this video as well, so you guys can reach out to her. She was amazing with onboarding us and a lot of our clients. So definitely worth a chat if she can actually take you through that as well, specifically for Katoomba.
Yeah, cool. Because I pretty much just live off of my numbers
I
all
know,
the time.
you're
So
psychopath. I love it.
so I want to be able to like pull apart each stylist. I want to be able to like grab all those numbers quite quickly and not have like too much sort of fiddle around. I think it's a really cool idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think definitely something that we do as well, and obviously we have to do it in our coaching business. Everything is a membership. Most things are memberships, and definitely with our salon, like we had such, like that was 10% of our turnover, or actually 15% of our turnover in our salon was membership. So making a habit of actually going in and checking every week to make sure that there hasn't been payments failed, no one's been paused out, those sorts of things, like go in and actually check it. So when it becomes, I know that you're a client of mine, obviously, and you're a stellar with your tracking and whatever, actually just making the time, same time every week or even twice a week, that you go in and actually check those things and make sure everything's on point.
Cool.
But yeah, it's good. It's kind of, it's a weird thing to get used to, because you may have a day with 10 members where they don't pay on the spot, but their members have already been paid, their memberships have already been paid for. So every week their payments have been coming into you. Do you know what I mean?
So that money would be like allocated on your Katoomba, but then it wouldn't be like when you do your reconciliations and stuff like that on your EFTPOS machine, you're going to get a different figure, aren't you?
Well, it's the same rule that I like, and look, I'm happy to take you guys' advice on this or questions about this too. I used to do the same thing with vouchers. When somebody came in and bought a gift voucher, that voucher money went in a separate bank account. And so then at the end of the week, if I've had $3,000 of members come in, I'll draw that $3,000 and put it into my business account.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I think it's kind of a good idea to have the membership in a separate account.
Yeah, it makes it a lot cleaner. I know that Jordan and a couple of the other girls in here have got it set up that they just put all their memberships into one account, and then that pays for the business essentials. Tara's just written too, as an ex-salon owner, I understand how important the numbers are. I have been provided with demo accounts for most point of sale systems, which have allowed me to create recordings on how to process memberships via your POS without an integration and still be able to track your numbers the way you want. So we can set up your membership funds to go into a dedicated membership bank account. Yeah, that's good. Does that help you?
Awesome. Thank you.
No worries. But yeah, I think much like, you know, if you guys aren't already separating your income when it comes into your business, you know, you should have one transactional account where kind of all your money comes in and out of. Then it should be split and going to your tax account and your business essentials and your business non-essentials and your staff. If you're not doing that, that's something we teach and train in coaching, but your memberships are no different to that. So is there any last questions before I finish this one up today? Nah. A little bit short of an hour, but good power hour, guys. Thank you, Tara, for coming. I'm going to get in contact with her and see what goodies I can get you guys. I hope you have an amazing Monday, and thank you for coming.
On track, now we on way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up.